This is going to be one of the most valuable videos that I've done so far. I actually decided to create this video because I made a tweet the other day and it literally just went nuts. Like, you guys seem to really be in need of having somebody that helps and supports your prospecting, your outbound prospecting efforts. So yeah, basically decided to make this video so that you guys can see how to hire, manage and train SDRs and VAs that can help you book anywhere from 5 to 10 extra calls every single day, pretty much on autopilot. I just want to let you guys know that, of course, I'm not going to say that if you do what I'm going to say, you're going to get exactly the same results, aka an extra 5 to 10 meetings every single day, because of course there are a lot of things that have to be in place for this process to work in its entirety. For example, the messaging that you have on your BSLs, your actual offer, a little bit of your social proof in case that you have. All of these things are either going to make or break your efforts, but regardless of that, it's just going to be pretty much unreasonable that you're not going to get results if you actually follow the amount of volume that I'm going to recommend on this video. So let's hop to a computer and let's get started right away. All right guys, so before we begin, I want you guys to know that this entire document you can get absolutely for free, of course. All you gotta do is go to the link that I'll be leaving on the description or in the pinned comment of this video, join our private Facebook group, and once you're inside, by the way, the actual name of the group might change really soon, but all you gotta do is come to this post that I made earlier, comment drive, and once you comment drive, I will send it your way. You will not only get access to this document, you will also get access to all of our different resources in all of the different YouTube videos that I've made, plus everything, all of the different posts that I made on the group so far. But yeah, we're going to cover three main things. The first one is going to be how to hire a rockstar VA. The second thing that we're going to look at is how to manage and troubleshoot the process that your SDR or VA is going to be doing. And last but not least, how to actually train your SDR or your VA in such a way that you can actually get results from this process, okay? And that's something that you can do by your own. Now, before we go into this, I need you guys to understand something. Like, there are some people that like the idea of having a VA that does the entire prospecting, finding people and sending initial messages to cold prospects and appointment setting, which I'll be 100% honest, it can work, but I honestly don't recommend it because, and that's something that we've been talking in other videos, you want to divide your appointment setting process in two. In one side, you want to have your prospecting process that is going to be everything from finding the leads all the way to sending the DM, all the way to adding people to the CRM. Actually, once you send somebody to the CRM, that's where your prospecting process stops. And your appointment setting, like the actual core booking the call and qualifying the prospect process, starts to work, okay? So everything that we're going to be talking about is going to be around this prospecting process over here, okay? On who to message and when to message them, what message to send, and the actual volume that that your SDR or VA is going to be doing, okay? And the reason why is that you want to have somebody that can 100% of the times stop relying on the emotion of am I getting replies or not, part of the equation of prospecting, and can just do the actual volume that is required to succeed. So that once somebody shows interest and is a warm lead or actually replies to your messages, you can just add that person to the CRM, and from there send a conversation to either an RBA or to a setter or even yourself if you're just a solopreneur starting out, so that you can take charge of the actual appointment setting process, okay? So you just want to make that clear. And yeah, that being said, understanding that we're going to divide the appointment setting process and the prospecting and the actual, let's say, qualifying process into, okay? So let's say just to have some sort of conventional naming, this is the prospecting process and this is the qualifying process, okay? How to hire a rockstar VA? Okay, guys, you need the right people to have success with your outreach campaigns, okay? Because what happens is that you cannot have an incredible system and an incredible process, but you have shitty people that are going to just be doing random things and expect things to work, okay? There is an actual, let's say, a skill per component, even when it comes to qualifying and understanding who to reach out in the first place, right? So the good news is that since this is a pretty straightforward job, assuming that your VA is not going to do the appointment setting like I'm describing, just sending the initial call to outbound message, you need to find someone that simply has basic human communication skills, like engaging and commenting on the posts that your leads have. And by the way, this system that I'm going to show you can work for LinkedIn, can work for Facebook, can work for Twitter, can work for Instagram. So I just want you to actually understand the basic foundational principles and apply that to your channel. If you're having multiple channels, then you want to have different VAs, but you get my point. So yeah, basic human communication skills and keeping track of numbers. And this is a huge one, and you will see why in a second, because the biggest thing that we need to do is actually keep track of KPIs, okay? So the first step when it comes to finding the right person is getting crystal clear on what the role is going to be, plus the actual, let's say, role that the person is going to take inside your overall outbound strategy. So here's an example so that you can start asking yourself, like, what exactly you're looking for. Like, is the VA going to be primarily on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok? Or is it going to be an inbound setter or an outbound SDR? Do you need a person to be from a certain location? How many leads can they expect to message daily? Are they going to prospect cold leads only, or are they also going to be sending looms? Are they going to be, for example, doing the entire prospecting like we are saying here, or they are going to be doing qualifying? Or you see, like, you want to actually understand what the beginning of the role is, like what are the expectations, the responsibilities, and the KPIs you're wanting to measure. But more about that in a second. You get my point, right? Second step, once you are crystal clear on what the role is going to be all about, is you need to create a job or role description, okay? You want to basically just show the basic requirements, responsibilities, KPIs to hit. For example, the number of messages to send daily, calls to be booked realistically in case that you're looking for someone that also does appointment setting. And this needs to be simple and straightforward. You don't want to be saying things such as, okay, you need to be doing this amount of different things and you need to be sending reports, and the way we like to communicate is on Discord. Like, those things you're going to talk about once you have someone inside. For now, you just want to have a basic role description, okay? Okay, so if you guys follow my advice, what you want to do is simply have 1 to 4 people that do the actual, let's say, pipeline building, aka sending the initial message and seeing who is a warm lead. That's the whole point of the SDRs, like seeing who is a warm lead. And then you can have an actual setter or a sales guy, or you yourself booking the meetings, aka working the pipeline. Okay, so one person basically, the people in here that do the prospecting, what they do is they build the pipeline, and the people in here, what they do is work the pipeline. Okay, this is like the disjunctive of between prospecting and qualifying. Okay, now remember, the work of the BA and the SDR is simply to do the outreach unemotionally. More details later on about this and how to coach them about the process. But yeah, the whole point of having a BA for the sake of prospecting is that you have zero attachment to the actual outcomes, because you're just doing the process of sending the initial DMs. Okay. Now, the third step is the compensation structure. Okay. And here's the thing, like, there are a few different ways to compensate the VA. Fixed payment monthly, per hour payment on the request, etc. But if your VA is simply going to build a pipeline and manage your cold prospecting, like we suggest you do, of course, our advice is that you agree to a fixed monthly payment and set a base KPI for outreaches per day, no less than 100 daily, okay? You can get VAs that work and do 100 outreaches every single day for anywhere between $200 to $500 per month, which is honestly super cheap. Like, that's way better than running $500 on ads and maybe getting 1 or 2 clients, okay? Like, with this level of outreach volume that I'm suggesting, you might be spending, let's say, 1K and a half for 3 VAs. You can realistically be having more than 20 clients per month, okay? So that's what we're talking about. But yeah, guys, what we found to be the sweet spot is paying somewhere around $300 per month, okay? Plus an incentive-based pricing. And this is an example, this is like a pro tip on how we like to do stuff, but you can pay $300 fixed monthly, okay? AKA approximately $10 per day. Honestly, it's a little bit more because, of course, the BA is not going to work Saturdays and Sundays. Plus an extra $5 for every 100 outreaches that the person does on a monthly basis. However you structure it, you simply want to make sure that it's simple to understand and track, okay? And that they're incentivized to help you make more money. Like, if they're not incentivized in any way, shape, or form, then trust me, like, they're going to leave and you're going to be screwed for the rest of your life, okay? Because you're a business owner, guys, and you need to be thinking like a business owner. You need to use your capital, whether you have a small or huge amount of it, and basically employ it so that other people can do your work, and you have leverage now so that you can focus on high leverage activities, okay? And you can pay your commissions once or twice a month. That's just typical, okay? Fourth step now is actually creating a job posting. And the thing here is that you need to post all of these details about the role that you're looking for on a place where you know that there are going to be people wanting to work with you, okay? And ideally have a background in lead generation, because of course, like, it's better to have somebody that you need to only explain 2 or 3 things rather than having somebody that you need to explain 5 to 10 things, okay? And all you want to do is create a simple job posting based on the summary of your job description, like requirements, responsibilities, etc. And remember, all we want to do at this point is we want to just generate interest, basically. Here are some of the best places to find the rockstar VAs. So the best places to find rockstar VAs are, number 1, from us. Like, we literally have a pool of people ready to go and ready to be placed, so that you can just tell us, like, hey man, like, my niche is this and I'm looking to start booking calls with this specific audience. And well, we pretty much get going right from the get-go. The second option is from your network. Like, you might have some people that you have worked in the past, or somebody that already has VAs or setters in place, and you might just tell them, hey, straight up, like, I need somebody, can you help me? Or from Facebook groups. Again, you can get the document that I'm showing right now, but I actually put a list of different Facebook groups where you can find setters, okay, or VAs. This is an example post of what you want to say, You can just say something like, hiring, I'm looking to hire 2 virtual assistants who can help me with my lead generation, appointment setting, base pay, XXX, bonuses, etc. If you have a bonus, some requirements, etc. Like you can see, it's really, really easy. Like you could basically copy paste this message and be ready to go. And the fifth step is basically filter for quality, okay? Of course, this is not needing if you got an SDR or VA from us, but you get my point. You gotta understand something, guys. Like, you qualify your leads in order to do business with them, right? Well, you need to qualify the person that is going to qualify your leads too, right? That's something that is important. And a good move is to actually ask them to send a Loom recording explaining why they're a good candidate. And notice that you want to see things such as their language skills, the industry understanding, all of these things, once you ask them for a video, so that you can be like, wow, like this guy actually has, it's obvious that they actually know what they're talking about, so it's going to be just a little bit more smooth, the process. And yeah, we like to see the following things in the hiring process, like candidates show interest, then we like to ask initial questions to see like the skills of the person. We ask them to send a Loom or video recording, then we hop on calls. Notice that a huge tip is, notice if they actually got to the meeting on time, because if they do, that's actually something that shows that they're actually interested. If they don't, like you can pretty much not even take them into consideration. And last but not least, you want to make an offer to successful applicants, okay? So that you can actually see like if they agree to that, and then you can sign a promise agreement. If you actually go to the group and you make a post, we are actually having an entire promise agreement that you can use for free. And yeah, you want to make an offer to the successful applicants, basically. And since we're not looking for full-blown appointment setters, but a simple VA that can do the outreach, what matters most is that these people have the admin skills, actually skilled at following instructions from you, and that they are clear when they talk, okay? That's something that is really important. And here's the biggest one for me, actually getting along with the person, because that's a huge one. Like ideally, you're going to have these people forever, so you want to actually have a good, let's say, connection with them, okay? Now that we hired the VAs, we want to manage and troubleshoot your process, okay? So the step 0, before we even start talking about managing, is that you need to have a process and a script, even if it sucks, that can be delegated and improved upon, okay? You cannot simply hire an SDR or a VA and pay them something and magically outreach is going to be done and the pipeline is built, okay? You need to actually have a process. And once you start tracking and once you actually start keeping track of your numbers, you can troubleshoot the entire system and improve from there, okay? Now, the big thing here is that you want to have 4 to 5 different opening messages that you test weekly and see which one converts better, like similar to cold email. I don't know if you guys have ever done cold email in the past, but basically you want to see which email angle has the most reply rate. You want to do the same for cold DMs, okay? So the first example is something like this. Of course, by the way, don't copy this. Like this is something that I just made up when I was recording the video. So this is 0 optimized, okay? It could be like example 1, hi, first name, personalization based on recent post. Hope everything's well. You wait for the response. Then whatever they say, you mirror the response. And then you say, by the way, dude, just made a training on XXX. This is cool if I drop it here for you. So that's it. If they reply positively, a VA can drop them the training and then add them to the CRM. And then your setter or you yourself can take from there, the actual qualifying. Example 2, hi, dude, found you on XXX group. How is it going? By the way, what made you buy IG scores? You wait for a response. Then you add them to the CRM. Or example 3, hey, first name, not sure if this can be useful or not, but I put together a video training on how to hire a $3 per hour VA. Would you like me to drop it here for you? By the way, asking since I noticed that XXX. Okay, something like that. This is the way you want to actually build the scripts that you can just keep track of. And when you actually do enough volume, you can see what sticks, what doesn't stick, why it didn't stick, and then you troubleshoot from there so that you can start getting replies and you can start booking calls, okay? Again, don't copy this. The 5th step is you want to start setting KPIs and monitor them. I actually put together here a free KPI tracker that you can use so that you can see, for example, this is for Facebook, but you can use it for any platform you want. I mean, basically, you want to see like how many new friends you make on a given day, how many conversations you started. Let's say that the person did 130, how many follow-ups, let's say that they did 20, and basically from these 150, let's say that warm leads were, let's say 30, aka 30 people actually replied positively to the training or to sending the loan, whatever it might be, so that you can take over from there, okay? What you want to do first is, again, now that you have this KPI tracker, is what KPIs or outreach volume is required per BA so that they can both execute on and keep track of, okay? My advice is that they don't do less than 100 outreaches per day, because then it's pretty much absurd to have a VA in the first place. You want to have a separate KPI tracker per outreach channel, okay? Not per BA, but per outreach channel, because remember, this is a really scripted process on just doing the actual manual outreach. So what you want to be doing is basically having one KPI tracker for Facebook, maybe another one for the Facebook group, another one from Instagram, and another one for Twitter, okay? Of course, if you are smart, you're going to have different VAs for different channels, and that way they can focus only on those and improve from there, okay? Again, you don't want to have a tracker per VA. Reason is that because of the role, if you're following the process like we recommend, it's going to be pre-scripted, aka there's not that much skill involved, so there's no need to actually separate things by VA, but either by channel and script that is used, okay? Are going to track a specific script, a content asset, etc. And yeah, this is critical, okay? This is just an example for you to see like what I mean, okay? If we're using a Facebook group as an acquisition channel, we might track something like group members, message sent, conversations, new warm leads, sent to the actual setter, founder, or separate warm leads only VA, okay? If you're using Twitter as an acquisition channel, we might track things such as new followers, messages sent, new and/or follow-ups, and leads added to the CRM, okay? You can see like before you want to adjust the KPIs to the outreach channel and to the process that you already have built for yourself, okay? Second step, now that we're done with that, is that we want to create a communication cadence for troubleshooting and reporting, okay? Basically what this means is that you want to set up an appointment setting channel. We like to use Slack, but you can use Discord or WhatsApp where your VA can share if the KPIs were hit, some wins like leads added to the CRM, number of outreach done, challenges, are there any questions that they can answer, is lead volume low, etc. So basically all of those basic things you want to have on a separate Slack channel. We like to keep them on the end of the reports. And yeah, basically just make the communication cadence clear. Something that I get asked a lot is like, how often should they touch base with you? And for the VAs, we prefer to only have an actual report at the end of the day, both in total of amount of outreach done, plus the number of leads added to the CRM, because those are the only things that we care about, to be honest. So guys, the third step, now that you have like the basic KPI, the basic script, the basic, way to communicate and troubleshoot the process, is you want to make sure they have everything that they need in order to execute on the process. So this applies mostly for VAs that also do the setting, aka the people that work the pipeline. But if they're only going to build the pipeline, it's going to be a little bit more straightforward because you're just doing the actual outreach, right? So just an example, if you're leveraging your content inside of your outbound campaigns, you want to make sure that they have all the links available. Like, for example, if this video that I'm recording right now, I'm going to use it for outreach, I want to make sure that they have the link ready to go so that they don't have to go to my YouTube channel and make sure that they have to go over the entire list of videos. If they are going to be sending warm leads to the setter or warm lead VA, you want to make sure that you have an SOP or process for that to happen smoothly. Okay, like when does your work as a VA stops and the work of the setter or the warm lead VA starts, okay? Those things you want to make sure. And that's how you manage the VA, okay? Of course, there are a little bit more details, but this is the high level process. Last part of the equation is how you actually train your VA, okay? What you want to do over here is map out your process and explain the role inside of that process. That's how you train the VA. And yeah, of course, like actually hopping on coaching calls with your in-house team, like that's how you actually troubleshoot this process. But you want to create a map such as this one on Miro or Lucidchart or Whimsical, something like that, where you actually explain on the channels that you're going to be using for acquisition, when to actually start conversations. And this is huge. Like this is something that honestly is one of the most important things ever. And it is literally like, for example, if you're going to be prospecting from Twitter, you want to see like who's the SDR or VA that is responsible for the actual outreach or the actual touch point. And once you actually have a responsible, then you want to actually let them know when is a good time to talk with somebody. For example, every time you get a new follower, when somebody engages with a competitor of yours, if you are using two-step posts to those people, and what message to send in those scenarios. But yeah, in any of these cases, you might send an initial outbound DM. Once the lead replies, you want to add to the Twitter CRM. And after this part, of course, the other color means that another VA or a setter or you yourself are going to take over, and that's where your job starts, okay? So that's how you actually train the people. You want to map out this process and make sure that everything works smoothly. And again, I will be making more videos about this. So if you like this type of content, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with somebody. And again, if you want to actually get this document that I went over here, make sure to join our Facebook group and comment on that post. I'll be happy to send your way. And I decided to put here again some additional resources, like how to track the leads added to the CRM, why your cold email and cold calls are not working, some different methods to grow your agency or coaching business, how we use YouTube and cold email to get clients. And yeah, guys, I hope that you find it helpful. If you actually enjoyed this content, like I was saying, subscribe to the channel, give us a like. I would love more people to know me. I'm still really small and I want to start growing really, really fast. So I would appreciate a little bit of that help from you guys. And yeah, if you want help actually scaling your outbound prospecting efforts, getting people that are fully trained, ready to go to help you getting clients, plus help you build inbound traffic channels to support your acquisition, guys, you know where to go. Go to the link in the description, book a call if you think that you're a good fit. If not, no worries, you can come to the community, consume some of the content, and once you're ready to scale, I'll see you on the other side, okay? Yeah, guys, hope that you liked it. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.